What's up guys, my name is Jellycut5 and welcome to the review from the Leicester versus Chelsea game where Chelsea were able to come out victorious in a 2-1 victory. Before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. 80% of you are currently unsubscribed to the channel, so if you can do so, it will be much appreciated and it is completely free to be able to click that button. So Leicester 1, Chelsea 2. Chelsea managed to be able to claim all 3 points after coming off the back of international duty, and it's fair to say that I'm very, very happy with that result. Starting off at the back, we made a very, very quick start. Lot of urgency, lot of chasing down, a lot of running about, it had to be said. I think there was one point before we did actually score where Leicester had not had a touch in the final third, which is very surprising to see. And they only had 22 touches compared to 115, 115 passes, shall we say, so at one point. So the domination was clear to see, and we managed to open up the scoring with Nicholas Jackson scoring in the 15th minute. Had a few chances prior to that, nothing really dead cert, just a few corners, a few kind of hit and misses. A bit of really, really good finish from Nicholas Jackson, and in all honesty, I think if you're looking at the finish in itself, I feel like it goes to show you how much he's actually come along as a player. He's absolutely phenomenal, and I said this at the start of the season amongst a group of people that I go to football with, and I said, you know, he's going to score 20 odd goals this season, and no one believed me, and that's his 7th in the Premier League, let alone this season. So really, really happy to see him get off the mark in that sense and being able to kind of get the goal first off. I mean, the touch to be able to get it past the defender initially was a poor mistake from the defenders and the goalkeeper where they played it out from the back, and we was able to kind of concentrate on being able to kind of make the most of that mistake. Enzo Fernandez with the assist once again, and boy did he have a good game also. I'll get into that in a bit more further into the video. But yeah, Nicholas Jackson's goal, the touch to be able to take it away from the defender so it was out of reach, and the way he just hit it on the outside of the foot to put it into the bottom corner was simply sublime, and that is exactly what we need in terms of going forward as strikers, and Nicholas Jackson is definitely proving that, and he really, really did well. I'd probably say for the first half an hour or so, I think we realistically dominated play until Leicester started to come into it. I mean, there was a few dodgy decisions from the referee, I have to say. One from Ndidi, where he took Cole Palmer out and there was no intention of getting the ball, only a yellow card. And same for Samari on Felix. Again, just really dodgy decisions in my opinion. They could have easily had one of the men sent off during that particular period. In terms of the stats, it was clear domination in fairness. 64% possession compared to Leicester's 36, which I mean seems to be that we are on the back on kind of the up in terms of possession pretty much most games. 16 shots compared to their 4, 600 passes compared to their 343. It's just the stats were very, very clear to see on the actual domination in the game. But as I mentioned, it kind of got to about the half an hour mark and Leicester started drawing in. They started to have a few chances, and realistically they could have had 2 goals in 5 minutes at the end, and one of them could have been from Ndidi, which would have been very controversial, it has to be said. Going into the second half, I was hoping for the same sort of, again, trying to kind of pressurise them, try and make the most of what we can in the situation with the game and everything else. And we clearly did that. I feel like we had a lot of chances. I mean, we had one unlucky moment where Nicholas Jackson has shot across goal, the keeper saved it, it's come across to Cole Palmer, it's a simple tap in, but Noni Madueke could not get himself out the way to be able to not block it. Unfortunately, he denied his own teammates of a goal scoring opportunity. But it took to the 75th minute and Enzo Fernandez with a point blank header, and he had an absolutely phenomenal game, must I say. Really, really happy to see him getting back into the side and being able to perform. Because I think it was four games that he hadn't started, so it's a big push for Renzo to get back into the side and do what he did today, and he really, really proved his worth, it has to be said. An assist and a goal, and he was really good in terms of being able to charge forward, put a lot of pressure on the defence, make sure he was first to the ball, if not, make sure you put a foot in. It was nice to see the determination, and I think that's what we saw across the ball today with the fight, and I'll show you the lineup in terms, but even players like Badiashile, his passing was sublime today, really good, really direct. Cucurella, really really good on that left-hand side. Once again, strong in the challenge, moving forward, making the inverted roll. So he's always got that attacking option as a player from sort of Palmer's perspective, going off from the left-hand side. Just thought it was really worked well today. And then they had a penalty shout that was never a penalty. Mavididi claimed it smashed into Fofana. I think Fofana couldn't even have gone anywhere. Mavididi tried to claim the foul from that one, and then it took to the 90th minute for Jordan Ayew to convert his penalty after Reed got taken down. Initially, they thought it was a offside call, and they VAR'd it to then be given a foul and Romeo Lavia to be put in the book, and they did convert it. Sanchez did get a hand to it and they did convert it. It was an edgy few minutes, but we seemed to be able to get over the line and being able to claim all 3 points. So this was the lineup. Robert Sanchez started in goal. I would be giving him a 6.0 rating. Wasn't able to keep the clean sheet. Wasn't exactly his fault, obviously, with the penalty being a 50-50 luck. I just don't... there's nothing about Sanchez's game that I look at and just... if anything, it concerns me for the sort of player that he actually is, because the distribution, and I understand that Maresca wants to play out from the back, and I understand that it's Maresca giving him them instructions, but even the players that receive the ball from Sanchez's passes don't look confident to receive it in that sort of position. And it's just really, really poor. I'm just not a fan. There wasn't many scares. It was just the fact of just a few moments passing out from the back. And I think there was one moment where he put in the first half where he passed it to Caicedo. He thought he then got fouled, but then he actually gave away a corner. So yeah, it was just a few different things that need to be looked at, but only a 6.0 for Sanchez. Cucurella, 7.0. I thought he was absolutely sublime on that left-hand side, offered a lot of attacking options, being able to run down the left, especially in the first half. He's always so one to charge in, but he's so good with it at the same time. You always kind of wonder and think like, oh, is he a bit rash? Is he kind of charged in too much? But he's just really good. I just don't know what's happened since the Euros, but we've really got a player on our hands. It's so good to see, in fairness, because he seems to be a proper Chelsea player on that left-hand side now, and it's so refreshing compared to the recent seasons that he's had in a blue shirt. Benoit Badiashile came into the side after he changed it around with Malo Gusto being injured in the team today, which wasn't noted, which I thought was very strange, and then it just got mentioned there. But I thought he was absolutely amazing. I'm not a massive fan of Badiashile, I have to say. I've never really been a big fan. I was a fan of him when he first came to the club, and he was kind of, I think it was a shining light in a poor season, I'd have to say. And then he got injured, and he just not really seemed to be able to kind of reconjure the form that he has had previously. But we saw the old Badiashile today, I thought. His passes were brilliant. I don't know if he's taking passing lessons or something, because every ball was just perfect, so quick, so direct, so just what you want from your back four, and it was just really refreshing to see. Really good in challenges as well. I thought he was nice and strong in the challenges, and he just didn't lack anything in terms of intensity or anything. I thought he was a complete centre-back today, so I'll give him a 7.0 today. Really top from Badiashile, and could easily give him more, in fairness. Levi Colwill, 6.5 rating. Hope he's all right after taking a knock right at the end where he seemed to be on the ground, but he got back up. I think it was, I don't know if he got winded or something. It was pretty good in his play, in fairness. There was a few sloppy balls, but realistically, he didn't really have a lot to do, I'd say. So it's hard to give him a good rating or a bad rating, but we'll stick with a 6.5, and same for Wes. He got moved out to the right-hand side today, which is obviously a different role for himself, but I felt like he dealt with it quite well, pretty much had most of the players in his back pocket at all times. A few dodgy moments, but in all fairness, I thought it was pretty good, and I give him another 6.5. Enzo Fernandez, 9.0 for that boy. Was superb, absolutely superb, could not lack him in any means whatsoever. I don't know where this sort of player is sometimes, because you watch him and you think, no, he's just not offering a lot. But games like today, you really think to yourself, you think like, yeah, he is a player, like he is good. Obviously not being in the side for 4 games straight is going to play a massive impact in his role. He's getting called up for Argentina still, but at the same time it's going to put a massive impact on his Chelsea career and so on. With Lavia kind of fit but not, obviously him being on the bench, it was time for Enzo to step up today, and he got on the monster assist. I think that's 7 assists assist in 3 games, if I'm right in saying, which is a crazy stat in itself. And to be able to return with a goal at the same time, he's never realistically got his shooting boots on, but to be able to see him win the header and get the goal was really sublime. He beat my man in the match today, a 9.0, and he partnered with Moises Caicedo, which I thought was solid. A few sloppy fouls, obviously got offered a yellow card at one point, but I don't really feel like he put a foot wrong. Played a few good balls, really direct at the same time, and was solid in his challenges, and I thought like he was a real good part with him and Enzo in that middle, and it was really solid. It's always been a bit of a worry, them two together, and I've nearly felt like they've really clicked, but today really showed me that they can actually play together. João Felix, a 6.2 rating, slightly harsh, I know. Had a good first half. I thought he was charging down the balls, and he had a few good chances, but just didn't really seem to cut it, in my opinion. I feel like he'll be disappointed with that performance. Only a 6.2 for Felix. 6.7 for Palmer. I probably spent most of the time getting chopped up in the air with the amount of times that boy gets fouled, and it does worry me to think that is he going to be the next Hazard, where he just gets fouled and fouled and fouled, and he comes injury after injury. I'm not too sure, but didn't really get going today. Played a few good balls, I'd have to say. I mean, he tried to create as much as he possibly could, but at the same time, I just didn't really think like he was much. Only a 6.7 for Cole Palmer. Noni Madueke, a 6.8 rating, tried his hardest and had a goal disallowed at one point in the first half, actually, from a VAR decision, originally called offside, and they were right to do so, as Cucurella strayed just ever so slightly offside when the ball was played in. But he did play well. There's always a smile on his face, which I like to see. There's positivity about it, but at the same time, just didn't offer as much as what I would like, and only a 6.8 for Noni Madueke. And lastly, Nicholas Jackson, an 8.0 rating. Phenomenal game. Created many more chances apart from his goal, in fairness, which was nice to see. But at the same time, it just goes to show the improvement is so key at the moment, and that's definitely showing in what he is producing in the side. So an 8.0 for Jackson. We made 4 substitutions: Sancho for Madueke, and Cuckoo for Felix, Lavia for Caicedo, and Dewsbury Hall for Nicholas Jackson. All brought on fairly late, so I can't really say. The only one kind of thing that I would mention is Romeo Lavia giving away the penalty, but it didn't really matter in the end, so that's all I care about. But 3 points, a massive 3 points, and now we've got a Conference League fixture on Thursday as we go over to Germany, and then we have a massive fixture against Aston Villa on that Sunday. So no rest for the wicked in that particular role, but a very good start to the weekend, I have to say, with a big 3 points against Leicester at the King Power Stadium. But that is it for this particular review. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.